welcome back. I have my assistant in the studio and I pulled him to be my model today. This is Andrew. So ladies, any single ladies, he is available. Anyways, I want to just say Happy New Year again and thank him for being my model because it's not that easy to find models these days. You see what I deal with Joanna. So let's get started. One of the hardest parts about face painting is that we get our limits tested every time that we face paint. And, you know, a popular face is the Superman face. This is the problem. Superman is just a guy. So during the day, he's Clark Kent, and at night, he becomes Superman, and he doesn't wear a mask. So when kids ask me for it, then I just try to be inventive, because for me, that helps me versus trying to copy something exactly. So I'm going to use Andrew here to show you guys how I do my my Superman, and I hope you enjoy it. So the first thing that I like to start off with is the emblem, because that helps me, and maybe I do it backwards, maybe some of you can relate, but for me this works. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of red. Now I'm going to give you guys a sneak preview of the new Fab paints and the new Fab paint container. Now, if you see this container, I designed it by myself. Well, I designed it because I really felt that we needed a new container for our Fab paints. So this is obviously in aluminum. This is the first mold that was made. But the cool thing about it is that they stack onto each other, and it will be in black acrylic. But it's a really cool shape. Our sponges fit nicely on top of them, which is going to help you to be able to sponge better. And they're just a really cool container. So for those of you that are subscribers, you get to see this new stuff in progress firsthand. So like I was saying, I like to start off by making the Superman emblem in the middle of the forehead, and then I just fill in around it. That helps me, and I think if anyone's going to ask for Superman, the first thing that they're going to recognize is the actual emblem. So I'll start off in the middle of the forehead by making a diamond. So I make a straight line, and then I make the two side lines, and then I make and then I just try to get it as close to pretty well centered as possible. So now I'm going to start off by making the Superman emblem right inside of here. So I try to come and fill it in as much as possible. And then I'm going to go in lastly and fill in the yellow around it. I like to just create the actual S shape before I go in and fill. So the next thing that I'm going to do is create the actual mask part of it using blue. So I'm going to be using a metallic blue. What I'm going to do is just follow this outside of the diamond just like that, and then I could come around, come out, and I create this shape so that I give it a little bit more of this mask effect. And I find that this is particularly popular with the younger kids, maybe like 4 and up, when they ask me for Superman, because they really can't remember what the actual cartoon looks like anyway, so they're not as picky. The older kids tend to be like, that's not Superman, but what'd you say?
This isn't Superman.
Okay, Andrew, do you want to be fired? I'm going to fire him on the spot. So now that I have the basic shape, I'm just going to do like I did on the other side. I'm going to fill it in with this metallic blue. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just kind of fill it in. Oops. And I wasn't looking, I kind of made a little fudge. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to come a little bit also underneath it, just like that, to bring it down a little bit more. Give it that little point underneath, just like that. So now I have the beginnings of my Superman mask. Now go in with a little bit of a lighter blue, and I'm just going to kind of sweep in this color right inside of there, the lighter blue, just to give it a little bit of that worn effect. So I just go in, kind of drag in that color. It's a light blue. Same thing in between here. And I do feel like Andrew's gonna kill me or he's gonna ask for a raise. All right, so now that I did this part, now I feel like the inside should be pretty much dry. So although I'm working a little bit backwards in the sense I'm kind of coloring in the lines, this works for me. So I'm picking up a little bit of yellow and I'm just gonna color in between my S. So I start here, I work on the tip of my brush, and I try to be as careful as possible so that you don't have too much blending in. Fill inside of that S, just like that, so that you can see this whole Superman emblem starting to come together. Now, if you kind of fudge up your Superman emblem, or you're looking and you're like, it doesn't really look like Superman emblem, don't be afraid to just go outline it with a little bit of black. All I'm going to do is from the center of his forehead, I'm just going to make his little curl right inside of here. All right, so I have his little flock of hair right inside of there. Depends on how much room you have. But here's Clark Kent's little, and you can actually bring that hair, you know, just like that. Just his little curl right inside of there. What I'm going to do is just go and give everything kind of a cleaner outline just so that I can just bring this whole design together. So I'm going thicker in between the outsides of the diamond. In terms of thicker with my outline right inside of there, and then I go kind of thinner as I outline the sides. So then the next thing that I'm going to do is follow that, repeat it on this side. So I go right in between here, just like that. And he's such a good sport for letting me do this to him. So I followed around just like that. Do the same inside of here. Alright, so the last thing that I'm going to do, especially if you're uncomfortable with the shape of your overall Superman, is I'm just going to go in and give it a very light outline, especially on the S, to make it a tad bit more defined. You want people to know that it's Superman, and if you're not as good with the overall shapes, then yeah, this is probably a good idea for you. Alright, so then lastly, just to finish this off, I'll add a little bit of kind of distress marks right inside of there. And we'll make ourselves a little bit of a, like a shadow right inside of there. So we'll wash it out right inside of those corners. And fun part, the very last thing. Now some people say, boys don't like glitter. Well, my boys like glitter, so too bad. So all I'm going to do is just apply re-wetting. Re-wetting is not a word, guys, even though I just said it. So I made it up, okay? So now all I'm going to do is just dip my brush inside of this red glitter, just like that on the tip, so that I can apply it. And then I just roll it over the parts that I remoisturized. I don't know what. I did go to college, I just can't quite speak English today. Okay. So notice what I'm doing. I'm just applying it to those areas. I didn't cover it. I kind of left it so that it's glistening. And now, guys, you can look at my little Superman now. So, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. We hope you had a great day. And keep on watching. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out on Facebook. Have a great day. Happy New Year.
Bye.